today's episode of The Tenant, I'm in Mumbai. In Mumbai, I'm in the western suburb of Malad. Our tenant today is a financial services professional who's been staying in this location for 20 years. Why is he doing that? What works for him and what doesn't? Let's meet him. Hi Dinesh, good to see you.
Please.
Okay, so this is it.
Yes, this is it. The place, my habitat, my home.
How big is this place?
So this place is practically 375, 400 square feet.
Okay.
To be precise, 390 something.
390.
Yeah. And it's a 1 BHK house. I mean, we've got it semi-furnished, but we've kind of made it to our comfort zone and our liking. Yeah.
So 1 BHK, 390 square feet.
Yes.
Okay. What brings you to Malad?
So Malad, I've always born and brought up in Malad. So this actually not the house, but the area is like my home. I mean, I know practically every nook and corner, every lane of this place. And you know, it kind of makes me feel comfortable. Like even when I'm traveling for a Bandra or this thing, I feel I'm in another town. But when I enter Malad, this is like my vibe, my area, my air that I breathe in. So Vishal, this place has a lot of brands, restaurant brands you can go out to, malls around you, everything is at vicinity, stone's throw away practically if I put it better. A very, very condensed and a very, very affordable version of Bandra, but it comes up with its own set of Bandra problems, which is you are constantly in hustle and bustle, there's constant honking that keeps on happening, it's very difficult to move your car outside of the building because jam-packed, especially on the weekends, it's really bad.
And does it have that typical problem of Bandra, waterlogging at 30 minutes rain and it gets flooded?
It is. Although it's on the improving side, the BMC is doing a great job, I feel.
So what is it that brings you to this building in Malad? Malad, you said, bought puri zindagi Malad.
Malad mein.
Ye building kyun?
So this building has a good mix of both gated community as well as, you know, having things in your proximity. We do not have a swimming pool, we have a small gym and you know those kind of activities here, but the area around my compound has ample parking. There's a greenery garden down there. Plus, it is equidistant from the link road and you know the connectivity part, which is very, very important in this thing. Like if you see there's a metro out here, plus Malad station is like 10 minutes away if you take a by lane down this road. And then you have all your amenities. Like if you ask me, you need anything right now, I'll just throw a stone and it'll be there.
So right from groceries to wine shops?
To wine shops, cake shops, milk vendors across. So anything and everything that I need. I mean, before Instamart came in, I had my Instamart around.
Okay.
I would put it that way.
Okay. And this house, how long?
So if I bring it a little, this area 20 years. This building 10 years. I used to just stay across the lobby in that house for 8 years, and then you know I got married and I took a leap of you know just changing my house to change the vibe. Plus this had like 50 square feet, which is like a huge thing in Bombay, more than that house. So yeah, that way.
Okay, so you said 20 years in Malad, 10 years in this building and 3 years in this apartment.
Yes. So Vishal, the story actually goes is when I came to this area in 2001, when this area was bustling up, no malls, no roads, as you see, the crowd is there. I used to be owner just bang opposite this.
You were an
building.
owner?
I was an owner for 10 years. We started our journey in 2001, but we were not practically owners because I had a loan on that house. And then, you know, my dad was there, my mom was there, but slowly things started shaking. My dad fell terminally ill and I also wasn't earning at that time. I was a student. So we faced a lot of financial problems where we couldn't pay our EMIs on time. And as law says, if a 3 months delay, you kind of end up, you know, then fighting in courts. For 8 years, we fought the battle. We felt that this 8 years, I mean, took away a lot of things from us. And that's the reason we said that we'll reach out a settlement. We sold that house at a discount to the market price, but we paid off that loan. And post that, then I switched on to becoming a tenant.
Is it easy to be a tenant after you have been an owner, psychologically?
So initially it used to be a block. It was a big block saying that I mean, how will I stay on a rent? Because at that time, things used to be like rented, matlab garib hota hai, ek person. But when you actually moved out, things weren't very difficult in terms of acceptance. You slowly start realizing that people don't see you. I mean, this used to be a generational block where you speak to our parents and all. For them, the only thing asset meant was a house. But now with things changing, you need more liquidity in your hand. Rent is not something that you're looked at with a demeaned eyes. That's what I would say.
Yeah, and I think more so even in cities like Mumbai.
Yeah, for that matter.
I think in still some smaller cities, I would say even in cities, I think I noticed like Delhi, which is not small at all. That mindset is there. Ki ghar hona chahiye, wo thoda status symbol.
Exactly.
So what part of this house gets used the most?
So it's a pretty small setup. It's not one of those used houses. So we've kind of made our cozy spots. Hall happens to be the most time post work that I spend, watching a TV or even with our work desk here, which I and my wife, use on timely basis. It's like our own WeWork. We do not have a deck per se, but this, we kind of try to make a deck where we sit down with a coffee mug looking at what's happening.
This apartment, did you get it via a broker? You said you were in the earlier apartment just in front of us.
So again, getting apartments in Bombay without a broker is like, I mean, it's a magic in its own self. So we had a broker previously from my previous apartment, but what happened is just again, advantage of staying too long in a place. We kind of met the owner a couple of times.
So tell me over here, like in many parts of western suburbs of Mumbai, there's quite a bit of a broker madness, chaos that goes on.
Yes.
They come for brokerage at every renewal.
Yeah.
Does it happen here as well?
It's complete madness, and madness to another level, especially in Malad and Goregaon space where you have a lot of call center crowd which is keeping hunting for rent. So which has in fact made, even if you ask a vegetable vendor below, he has a diary where he notes who is going to leave the house. So it's not even a real estate. You'll find barbers, you'll find idli walas below becoming brokers just for that 11 months renewal income which they get. And there have been, sometimes for you it pinches, especially when you are a long-term tenant in a house, is because they are not providing you any value addition to it. In fact, there have been cases where I and the owner went on to do the stamp duty on our own, even without the broker coming with us. So, the facilities go down completely.
So, okay, this is your living room.
Yeah.
Where you spend most of your time.
Yeah.
Up ahead will be the kitchen.
Kitchen and a bedroom.
Okay.
So Vishal, now I'll take you to the second most room where I spend most of my time around. Okay. This is my bedroom, one of the very cozy places to be.
This is a good size.
Yeah.
And this is one of the advantages of buildings which were built pre-2010,
Yes. So that's the best part about it, and it's not just the bedroom, which again novelty which I would say in 1 BHK that we have 2 bathrooms. So this kind of makes it a master bedroom because I have an attached bathroom.
So is the bedroom used quite a lot, or it's one of those cases where bedroom is only for sleeping, everything else happens outdoors?
We kind of use it. Sometimes we end up taking our work to the bed.
And this apartment, all these things came with the apartment. It was furnished, semi-furnished. What was it?
So this all was. My owner had furnished it.
Okay.
So these all fixed structures are something which my owner has provided. You can have a look with the Sarmaika. That's there. But everything that is moving is my own.
Is your own?
Yeah.
And the furniture that you have, which is your own, is it rented? Is it owned? You purchased it?
I purchased my furniture.
Okay. So this is the bathroom that you said? Okay.
Yes. So it's the WC and the bathroom is joined as the structures used to be in. I'm happy with the layout, with the space that this house has got to me.
Because in many bedrooms of Mumbai today, I see that if the bed is there, you can get out from only one side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can get out from that side and that side because it becomes so compact.
Yes.
Okay. And this will be the second
this is
bathroom.
the guest bathroom. Okay. Which again is a similar structure, the WC and the shower combined. Now moving to the third part, if you would have asked my wife, she would have said the most time that she spends is this place, our kitchen. Again, it was empty space. This thing was done. My owner was grateful enough to give us a, covering of our kitchen. So we didn't have to move much of things apart from the electronics that we bought in and our utensils and things like that.
And this kitchen used a lot by your wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's the homemaker completely and the food maker. So that's what.
And she works as well.
She works. So her job is actually with a US company. So the structure is all work from home.
Okay. Lots of storage area also here.
Yeah. So everything. That's what I said. I mean, for my wife, this was the major thing, that we have enough storage. We do not have bare shell places to keep our stuff around. So again, like I said, a house that doesn't make me feel like a tenant but more of a owner.
Okay. So you actually get the feeling of being an owner?
Yes. I mean, I've never felt that I'm, at a place where I'm paying a rent or a nameplate is not outside my house or, those kind of things ever with this house.
Okay. So how much rent are you paying for this place?
So currently I'm paying rent of 31,000 per month.
And the deposit over here, how much is it?
So the deposit, actually by calculation it is like 4 times, but mota moti 1 lakh.
Okay, so then this apartment is what really did the trick.
Yes, definitely the apartment, and then the surroundings, the garden area and the parking that I spoke to you about, which again is a novelty. You want, I can show it to you.
Okay, let's see it.
Yeah. So this is the area that I was speaking to you about, the parking that we have around. Pretty decent in terms of what you have in Mumbai now.
Okay, it's not, advantage is it's not stack parking. So you also have a car parking provision?
So my provision was there, but since I gave up my car a year back or so, I kind of gave up the parking as well for someone better to use it.
Okay, why do you give away the car?
So my car was pretty old, and since my workspace is closer to my house and the hustle bustle that you have, the traffic always that you have, it is always advisable to use a Ola Uber rather than owning an asset which is depreciating every day.
Okay. So basically Mumbai traffic as well as the entire chaos surrounding it makes you abandon the car.
Exactly.
Is there some other amenity besides this, or the parking is the key thing?
So there is a small gym and all, which I realized that I hardly get any time to use.
So basically parking, gym, they are the two amenities.
Yes, and the garden.
Yeah. Is the garden used by you quite a bit, or not at all?
It's usually for our night time chit chat. I and my wife post dinner, we come down, we have a sitting area. When you are, especially with my wife, when she's working from home, she's claustrophobic all the time staying in the house. So that gives us a good space.
Okay, so this is where Nilesh spent 20 years of his life, this entire vicinity.
Exactly. So if you remember at the start of the conversation, I told you that I used to be owner of a house. If you look at that third floor in the building opposite, that used to be the house that I used to own. Okay. So that was a 2 BHK family owned house, but something that I told you we lost to loan and medical battles.
Okay. So that was the place where you owned a 2 BHK. So 2 BHK owner to 1 BHK rent.
Rented. Yeah. But 2 BHK sad owner to a 1 BHK happy tenant.
Well put.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you ever want to go back to being the owner? Do you want to go back there again?
I mean, when I left there, it used to be the target. But now when I've stayed as a tenant, it doesn't hurt me anymore. I mean, I would love to own an asset, but I'm not really very focused on owning a house.
Basically, house is not the only asset that someone like you wants to own.
Yeah. In fact, it's on the very lowest priority, because I realized, and now after staying as a tenant, tenancy gives me a lot of freedom in terms of taking my choices, whether it's family choices, career choices, moving cities, moving countries, for that matter. And I also realized that house is not something that only makes you rich. I mean, it's a good asset to own, but not the only thing that will pronounce you as rich. So that's...
So, वो जो status symbol था, house ownership, that has no appeal for you?
Yeah.
Is that to a large extent because of the experience you had? Unfortunate experience, but it's an experience that you had.
Being asset lighter has always helped me rather than, I think being a financial guy, I think being an asset lighter is more happier than being a liability heavy.
Asset light versus liability heavy. Okay, well put. On that note, Nilesh, thank you for coming on the Tenant. Not too many people I know who have actually made that shift from owner to tenant, and even fewer who are actually happy about it. So all the best for that.
Thank you so much, Vishal. Thank you so much.
Time for the report card. This is a 390 square feet carpet area apartment, but layout is efficient. Building, an old building, but has basic amenities like parking and a garden covered. Connectivity, probably its strongest point. Metro station 2 minutes away, railway station about 10 to 15 minutes walk. Road connectivity to the Western Express Highway, that's a bit far. Location, very vibrant, a lot of cafes, restaurants, bars, groceries, all conveniences taken care of. At the same time, the negatives are traffic, it becomes very chaotic, waterlogging in monsoons. So all in all, if you're a person looking for a budget offering in the western suburbs of Mumbai, needs public transport for commute, doesn't necessarily need to spend a lot of time going to South Bombay, this is the sort of location and project that can be considered.